we just got a fish. It's got a bump there. I bet you he's gonna swim around the rods here. Oh, and there's a fish. Oh yeah, oh, that's a nice one. That's gonna be a nice fish right there. There we go, and that's why we picked the spot. All right, fish lesson. I don't know if you can see them, but now there's a bunch of cormorants here. Okay, so now here's the birds, and they're actively hunting. I can see them hunting. They're diving down. They're spread out. They're actively hunting. There's some more down there. I'm not seeing much on the depth finder, but I'm aiming for about 50 feet of water here into a secondary channel. So now it's an outgoing tide. So all the water is going to be streaming out of this back creek. I was just fishing that back there, and now it's going to all be pushing out into the main channel right here. So I got a secondary river channel meeting the primary river channel, and I'm going to set up right as that deep water comes up into the shallows. And I think those catfish are going to be there waiting for a fish to flush out of this back bay, and we'll be waiting for them. That's exactly what these cormorants are doing. They're in here and they're doing the same thing. As fish are swimming out of the channel, they're taking advantage of it, trying to pounce, trying to get themselves some easy access to food. All right, fish lots, this is how we're gonna bait them up now. A big old chunk of fish. This is gonna be milkfish. Now again, you don't want like to bury the hook like in the meat here, right? You just want, first of all, you also want to get those scales off, but you just want it just like that. You want plenty of hook there to catch the catfish. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna top it off with some garlic carp. And this, hopefully, will bring in the big bite that we're looking for. There we go. So we got carp, we got the meat here for the milkfish, and we got the scent and the garlic carp. And we're going to drop that down and hopefully get ourselves a nice fish. All right. Going down. Now, I love this Maxell reel right here. It just got the push bar. It goes down. So nice, so convenient for this type of fishing. And we are deep. About 50 feet down. See some gizzard shad roaming around. That's a good sign. I'm going to put him in there just like that. Spot lock is working. Okay, next up, same deal. That current is ripping. Ripping. I got 8 ounces of lead and my line's still going kind of cockeyed there. That is some strong, strong currents. Good for the cats though. They like that strong current if they can find a hole on the bottom. Get themselves some easy access to food. There you go, another scale on the hook. You always gotta get those out. Go, gonna top it off with some carp. There we are, ready to go. All right, down that one goes. To the deep. To the deep. All the way down to the bottom. There we go. Now here's a tip. See that land right there? That land is steeply heading towards the water. So it's a good bet that whatever you see on land is also mimicked by what you can't see under the water. So that land is super steep, heading down into the water. And so sure enough, from that beach to about right here, which is a really quick swim, you're in 40 feet of water. And it continues to about 50 feet of water just to the starboard side of the vessel here. So there's the bank. It's steeply coming into the water. It hits the beach right there, and then it continues to steeply go under the water. So that's a good bet. If you had no electronics whatsoever, you know this is going to be some deep water just because of how the bank looks. And on that side, the bank is super flat and the trees are flat. There's a lot of homes over there. Flat land, you could bet yourself that that's going to be the shallow water. And yeah, that's just a good way to understand the terrain that you're on and then understand the bottom that you're in as well. We just got a fish as I'm talking. It's got a bump there. I bet you he's going to swim around the rods here. Anyway, you can see the timber there, trees, debris, you know, there's a little bit of a rock edge right there. So it's a good bet that as these trees die or everything is going to be falling down into the water. And you can see that. You can see it right there on the beach, all the trees and stumps and sticks and everything. So again, there's a good bet that what you see on the shore here is going to mimic what's under the water. So this is a great area for trees and debris and a lot of different things to have underwater structure, submerged timber, submerged rocks, and that is exactly what's under the water. So this makes for a really good spot. You have your structure, which is under the water. You can see it on the beach. That structure is going to attract smaller fish. And then, of course, that's going to attract larger fish, and up the food chain you go. And that's where we're catching blue catfish. So no doubt there's a lot of fish in this area. They want easy access to food, comfort, which is association to structure, submerged structure next to deeper water, and of course, protection from predators. If you can figure out those three things when you're out on the water, most of the time you're going to find yourself catching fish. Oh, and there's a fish. Oh yeah, oh, that's a nice one. That's going to be a nice fish right there. Well, there we go. And that's why we picked the spot. That's a nice catfish. That's a decent one. Boy, they fight hard, don't they? Okay, let's get Mr. Catfish up here. Oh, he might not be done. Are you done? He's going to be done when I grab him in the face. These fish love getting Potomac water in my mouth. All right, that's a decent one. Light colored fish. Definitely coming from the deep there. All right. Snag this fish right in the tough part of the mouth. There we go. And there you go, guys. Mr. Catfish, a decent one. I was just explaining how that catfish is going to like that terrain because all the trees and things are falling in here. All these fish are going to seek comfort and protection from predators. And of course, here's Mr. Predator. Let's release this guy. Oh, there he goes. He didn't need any reviving. Of course, Mr. Predator is going to be attracted by all those fish as well, and you know, up the food chain you go. So that was a great little monologue there that proved my point by Mr. Catfish. If you didn't have any depth finders or any equipment whatsoever, I could take a look at this terrain. I know it's going to be deep. I know it's going to offer me plenty of underwater structure like submerged timber. I see rocks, I see cliffs. There's all sorts of things that this type of spot can offer you. That's going to attract bait fish. And of course, the predatory fish are going to follow close behind. So there you go. That's how, without any electronics or anything, you can take a look at your terrain and catch yourself some more fish, maximize your time out on the water. There we go. Wow, what a takedown that was. That fish literally just took off swimming. This fish is turning around the kayak. Oh, that's a nicer one. It's these blue cats. When they take a bait down, I mean, they take it down. There we go. It's a nice one. Look at that fish. He's spinning himself all around. That's a nice fish. Nice fight for a fish that size. There he is. All right, let's get him up. That's a nice fish, guys. Let's see if I can get him up. These fish love getting Potomac water. All right, this is a bad situation here. All right. See if he's done now. You done, buddy? You all tired out? All right. Well, look at that fish. Well, that's not a bad fish. Boy, that fish has got some girth to him. Now, that fish didn't actually get hooked. That fish tangled itself in the hook. What's this? Ready? Look at that. Look at that. Never got the hook. Just tangled himself in the hook. There you go. There's Mr. Catfish. When they don't fit in frame, that's when I know they're decent fish. But another nice fish. Again, just reiterating my point of how you could tell from the terrain where you should be fishing depending on the season, what time of year it is, and what these fish are going to be doing. So let's let him go. Yep, no revival needed. You know, every time I try to tell you guys how, you know, the steps behind the fishing, these fish are interrupting me. So they're trying to tell me something. They're trying to say, you know, stop talking so much. Just show the fish lots out there some fish. All right, let's get some more.